We are live now.
Welcome to Vyapaar Jagat TV once again with this sizzling Saturday talk show about women empowerment. And we have taken an initiative for women entrepreneurs to grow, for educating them, and to bring an awareness about all things. We are trying to cover all the subjects related to an entrepreneur, especially for women. And don't miss our episodes. Keep watching. If you have missed watching us live on our sessions, you can even watch it later because the videos are posted on our Jagat TV, Jagat Vyapaar TV, on our YT channel, YouTube channel, and do subscribe. And if you have any questions related to our videos on any of the topic, do comment there, and we'll try to take. We'll definitely take your questions to the right panel, and you'll get a solution in our comment as well. And there we talk about trending reels. We talk about trending posts on FB. We talk about LinkedIn. We talk about Twitter. And भारत में अभी दो ही चीज ट्रेंडिंग है. वन इज आत्मनिर्भर भारत, सेकंड इज the social media. Yeah. And today's topic is social media marketing, which is a gateway to success. And that is how our panel is going to guide us with their discussion. We have Neha Ved, who is going to moderate this entire panel discussion. And what more should I say about Neha? Neha Ved herself is a wordpreneur and is multiple award-winning content strategist, media consultant, and brand storyteller. She is the founder and chief content strategist of Pen B Media, a creative content studio built on the premise content is the hero that propagates your brand story. The studio offers a bouquet of strategic content, branding, and promotion services, and it is committed to evolving brands through effective and meaningful content across avenues such as websites, social media publications, blogs, emails, marketing collaterals, and other communication mediums. She is armed with over 17 years of experience in writing, editing, strategy, and media communication, and has worked closely with some of the leading media and publishing houses, top brands, and CEOs to create content that boosts personal and company branding. What more to say about Neha? She is always my favorite word juggler. Neha, welcome to the board, and please take the charge for the panel discussion of today's topic, social media marketing as a gateway to the success.
Thank you for that warm introduction and welcome, Jalpan. It's always a pleasure being here at Vyapaar Jagat. And I'm always very, very passionate about the topic of content and marketing because it's what I've been doing for nearly the last 2 decades of my life. So I am personally very excited about this session. We have an amazing panel with us here today, Dr. Kavita Saxena, who is coaching women in the startup space. We have Anuj, who is a social media and web development and digital marketing expert. We also have Sandhya with us, who is working in the space of marketing and communication. So I am really excited about this conversation with each of you. To quickly tell the people of what to expect with the event that we are doing today with our panel discussion, we are going to do our best to cover everything that y'all would want to know about the importance of social media marketing and how to use it for your advantage. So stay tuned, and if y'all have any questions, please do leave them in the comments of the YouTube section that y'all are watching the panel discussion on, and the team will definitely revert to you. If we can take live questions, we shall try and incorporate it in our conversation. If not, we will definitely revert in the comments later, but we will do what we can. Fempreneur is committed to helping women entrepreneurs find their space, hold their own, get the knowledge that is required to take their dreams from dreams to action plan. And social media marketing plays a very important role in being able to take your business from home to your customers. So I'm really looking forward. I hope all of y'all are highly attentive. And we will now start with having the opening address from each one of you. I would like to start with Anuj, who is a social media and digital marketing expert. Anuj, tell us a little about your work and also about the core skill and the application of it that is going to help the entrepreneurs listening to us today.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Neha. Myself, Anuj Shah, I'm a co-founder from iTransparity. We are a digital tech marketing company. So when it comes as a name, iTransparity, it's a combination of transparent plus clarity. That's how it's transparity. That's how our working pattern is. And I would definitely advise to everyone who's out here listening us today, go with this approach. There's a long way that can be achieved. Talking about myself, we do social media marketing, search engine optimization, Google Ads. That's a part of the digital marketing activities that we do, and the other is into the web development and custom software development. As a company, that's what we are. Talking about my core expertise is into strategizing what particularly a brand launch or a product launch. Digitally, how do we have the success rate ratio, and what is the right route to go digitally karne ke liye? Like, I would say there is n number of things that can be done, but what is the right and what is the optimum thing that you should do is something that we excel in. Yes, so that's it from my side.
Thank you. Thank you. I think this is enough for proof of why you are, the expert on social media marketing on this panel here, because iTransparency, over the time that it has been around, has done some amazing work, shown some amazing results with the campaigns that you all have done, with the way you all have turned around brand communities. So I'm sure the people who are listening to our panel discussion will benefit a lot. Coming to Sandhya, who's in the space of marketing and communication, would love for people to know a little bit more about your work and how social media is shaping things in the current scenario.
Thank you. Good evening. I wanted to say a few things. I will not speak much. Rather, I will share a few headlines. People will understand the importance of today's topic. So I will just say these headlines, like you need to sample these headlines on your own. Why tapping social media e-commerce makes business sense for homepreneurs. Second headline can be social media marketing gateway to success for homepreneurs, today's topic. Third, the rising homepreneurs, an online platform that helps stay-at-home women sell and earn. Skills to become a successful homepreneur. The rise of homepreneurs, an online platform, I spoke about it. Rise of homepreneurs, the changing landscape of the workspace. So you yourself can understand the importance of social media in the life of homepreneurs. I am no one to define what is the definition of homepreneurs and how it has changed post-COVID, but we will understand. Now let's look at 3 case studies. Then of course I'll talk about these case and the topic of today. Let's take the example of a girl called Sarika Jain. She baked cake when she was in Switzerland. She got pregnant. She had to leave her work due to some complexities. Again, she continued baking for 5 years. She did that. And her husband was into an IT job. They had to change locations. But her work was not affected, just the distribution. She kept on doing the marketing. We'll talk about it. How did she did the marketing? She said that she started with this Facebook page and posting pictures and videos. And within a year, she started getting orders. Now let's look at another example of an author or a blogger. She started her journey and posted a couple of stuffs and then launched a book too. So one has to look at different platforms. I will talk about these platforms little later on. Another case study I will talk about, maybe a shoe seller, homemade shoe seller. She posted pics and now she has crafted that brand called Zubia. You can do Google and can study about the success of this brand and how digital marketing and social media marketing enable the company to pursue the dream and create. So can we say that this social media marketing has changed the ball game for entrepreneurs? And why social media is being tapped by homepreneurs? Because money counts. Big companies can afford to get into many marketing strategies. हम लोग जब IIM में जाते हैं, हम लोग को कितना बड़ा बड़ा बात सिखाते हैं, STP, सेगमेंटिंग, टारगेटिंग, पोजिशनिंग. बट आज एक टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया या आप एक बड़े पेपर में जब आप एड देते हैं 8 लाख to 25 lakh rupees, हम लोग के पास इतना बजट नहीं होता है. But when you start with social media, you can make your website in the range of what 15K to 3 lakh. It all depends what kind of product you want to sell. But you can think of having your own home, which we call website. I am talking about the best websites. I'm not talking about 3K, 4K, 5K wala, where optimization will not take place. So each and market is, and world is a global village. Yelp is not that popular in India, right? But these are few of the channels which are becoming very popular. So social media has gained relevance and it will continue to gain relevance. People say that, yeah, Facebook is very popular. But when we know that Pinterest, Reddit will become popular after 4 or 5 years, right? There are so many small companies looking for funding. So why not create your presence in LinkedIn? Why not create, why not explore with the new features which are being added every day? Facebook, after acquiring WhatsApp, कितना कुछ changes आया उसमें. WhatsApp marketing has become integral. तो आपको वो सब explore करना होगा, देखना होगा और वो skills acquire करना होगा. And trust me, when we talk about marketing, ING, branding, ING, this is a continuous thing. It can never be over. There are 3 ways of doing the marketing. आप सिर्फ एक स्टेशन में चाय करके नहीं बेच सकते हैं. Branding has to be done very subtly. I'll give you a few examples. आप लोग जो हम लोग का ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं सब, या आप, and trust me, ये जो branding marketing है, जो CXO level people होते हैं, chairman बोलिए, CMD बोलिए, CMOs बोलिए या CTO बोलिए, they are born branding heads. We people help them. They know the brand is their baby, so they know what to communicate. And if you don't know what to communicate, then it becomes so difficult. The messaging has to be that tight. So as I was saying, that one has to look at segmenting, targeting, positioning, number one. So when we talk about Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, those who are interested to have their account here, please go through the dynamics of it. फेसबुक कौन देखता है, कितना बजे देखता है, कब पोस्ट करने से उसका फायदा होता है, क्या पॉपुलर हैशटैग होना चाहिए, कितना कंटेंट होना चाहिए. Just creating your account and posting things will not help. Trust me, when we are organizing such kind of webinars, we just don't talk to people and say why. There is no point. I think everything is about how. How do we look beautiful? Why to look beautiful? Everyone knows, no? Right. So look at Facebook, look at Instagram. So many homepreneurs are also getting into those coaching, beauty tips things. And slowly they would gradually get into those kind of stuffs. Makeup artists, look at them. So it's all about aware, educate, call to action. I repeat, aware, educate, call to action. आपको अपने बारे में, आप खुद एक ब्रांड है, आप जो कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट एंड ब्रांडिंग या सर्विसेज कर रहे हैं वो भी एक चीज है. So you have to aware, educate, call to action. Then only people will come to you. You have to state the problem statement and then subtly do it. आज ये जितने भी सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स हैं, यहाँ से तो डायरेक्ट पेमेंट हो सकता है, तो इतना मेहनत ही नहीं करना है. छोटे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को वेबसाइट भी नहीं बनाना पड़ता है जितना बोला जाता है आजकल. What they can do, they can make their Google My Business page presence quite good, nice, ठीक ठाक क्रिएटिव हो, एंड आप काम कर सकते हैं. emailers कीजिए, कितना कुछ करने को है. I don't know if I have more time, I can speak a lot.
Sandhya, hold that thought. We have time. We've just begun the panel discussion, so time is not a concern for us at the moment. But hold that thought, because we will come back to it as we move into the second segment where we are discussing communications for different platforms, right? I would love Kavita ji to please step in here and also tell us a little about her work, and at the same time, how as a business consultant, as she's working with women entrepreneurs, And we are talking a little bit more in the favor of women entrepreneurs because we're on the Fempreneur platform. So Kavita ji, tell us a little about, the work that you're doing. And since we are already in the space of how social media is changing communication, maybe you could touch upon that a little bit as well in your introduction.
Yeah, a very good afternoon, Neha, and a wonderful, working weekend to all our audience today. I'm Dr. Kavita Saxena. I am a management professional and an entrepreneurship expert, and I very closely work with student startups and women entrepreneurs. So, when I talk about women entrepreneurs, I have a more experience of working with rural women, more so, weavers community. So these are women, rural, and that to weavers, right? So you can understand the level of education and ignorance they have about everything that is digital. So I help them right from understanding basics of social media, digital marketing, to creating page and, making them understand that it is not a mystery, which they always thought because of ignorance, but I take them through a journey where they realize that social media and digital marketing is simply magical, right? So that's what I would say, a journey from mystery to magic is what I take them through. And when I say, importance of social media, I think जैसे एक हिंदी में कहावत है ना, जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा, तो वो कहावत का मतलब ही यही है कि चाहे आप घर से प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं या आपकी बहुत बड़ी फैक्ट्री है, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू रीच आउट टू पीपल, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू कनेक्ट टू पीपल, आई थिंक किसी को पता नहीं चलने वाला है कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं. तो सोशल मीडिया अब एक ऐसा रेवोल्यूशनरी प्लेटफॉर्म बन के आ गया है कि जिसने खास करके हमारे इंडिया में जो पेट्रियार्की है, जिसमें विमेन को विजिबिलिटी नहीं मिल रही थी ना घर में ना बाहर, तो अब ये प्लेटफॉर्म पे आके विमेन बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हो रही है, उनको बहुत विजिबिलिटी मिल रही है, एंड सोशल मीडिया की वजह से वो बहुत ज्यादा इंडिपेंडेंट हो चुकी हैं. सो आई थिंक दीज आर माय इनिशियल थॉट्स, एंड एज वी प्रोग्रेस आई विल डिस्कस द की challenges that I receive from this women about social media usage and other things. Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you. I am actually just so excited because it hit me. We have 3 such amazing perspectives, and mine is a 4th. There's a beautiful quadrant, that's got formed here. Kavita ji is working with the women who actually are quite feeling a little challenged with the tool of social media because, they actually are the more talented pool, the lesser discovered artistic talent. And for them, social media is a bit of a mystery. We have Anuj, who works with large corporates and global brands and all of that. And we have Sandhya, who's working at a level somewhere in between, where it's all about growing your brand, more startups and everything. And I am somewhere connected to all the possible sectors because as a brand storyteller, as somebody who runs a creative content studio, and I've worked with all level of brands, all level of startups and everything. So I think as we move ahead, the audience will actually get a perspective, no matter which strata they belong to, no matter which stage of their business they are, whether it's a homepreneur who's basically doing their business at home and selling from home, or whether it's somebody who's got a startup, they've got a small team and they are looking to scale to the next level, or whether they're already a business who's been around for a while, but we know social media is changing every day. I mean, the way, reels have come in, the way first it was all about stories being the thing. Now it's all about reels being the thing. There's social media is actually every day you wake up, there's a new update, you update your app and there's a new feature. I mean, it's crazy, right? So I think this is going to be a very holistic conversation given the fact that we're coming from, 4 different quadrants. And Sandhya, the reason I asked you to hold on to that thought earlier when you were speaking about messaging and, being on different platforms, this is something that I would say, we survive on. It's like our bread and butter because as a content strategist, what people, one of the problems that we help them address is, I have a LinkedIn account. I'm the CEO of a company, but then on the LinkedIn platform, they're actually speaking as if, maybe they're a regular employee or they're not showing the kind of thought leadership that would actually help them prove their positioning, because LinkedIn is all about the industry, all about the sector, the people reading it there. But on Instagram, you need to be a little trendy, you need to be cool. people, and if you're trying to use reels in your favor, then the content you're putting out, a lot of people are like, अरे मेरे को ना वो डांस करना पसंद नहीं है, क्या ट्रेंड है ये, वो मुझे इंस्टाग्राम नहीं करना. But who said that a reel needs to be about you dancing or doing those pointing videos and all? There are different ways in which you can plan your content. You can in fact, you can make it a lot more interactive. You can make it a lot more snazzier. And at the same time, when it comes to Facebook, it's excellent if you want to build a community, you want to use the marketplace feature and try and sell. So every platform has so much of its own USP that if you do a combination of it, you can establish your positioning, you can establish your thought leadership, you can sell, you can get the right audience, you can actually target the audience you want to sell to, which is one of the biggest blessing of a platform like Instagram, because when you're doing your promotions or planning your campaigns, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you can target. And people don't seem to really be able to tap into that power. I think our conversation will help them get some perspective there. And in my space of constantly giving them content strategies of how to present themselves, also in terms of positioning, in terms of the messaging, because like for example, Kavita ji said she's working with a lot of weavers, right? And weavers, it's all about the art, about the beauty. It doesn't help for the weavers to dilute their USP, which is unique art. You can't have two pieces which are the same, even if you're using a similar color combination. It's not like a mass-produced brand where you can go and you will have 50 bags and all the 50 will look the same. And then there are 50 people out there saying, oh, we have this brand. And essentially there are 50 people who have the same brand, right? So if you're looking for beauty or looking for uniqueness, it actually comes from this kind of a space. And people don't tend to realize that, yes, I'm unique. This is how I can market myself. This is how I can use social media, because it's your share of voice on a free media platform, that too. You don't have to pay anything until you choose to run a marketing campaign, unless you choose to put an ad out. So I think that's one of the biggest advantages of the era in which we are operating. Having said that, I would love for Anuj to continue this thought and this conversation, because like I was saying about the different ways in which there are so many platforms. And as a social media marketer, Anuj, how has these different avenues changed the face of marketing? And especially for homepreneurs, how can they leverage it?
So on the very same page, what you were discussing just before. So I'm on the very much similar lines, and I would say that you have to put out your content media. Number one, it's not necessary that you always have to promote your product or your service only. This is a message to all the. Not necessary that every day you just talk about I'm a baker. Every day I'll post about my baking my product. किसी को मजा नहीं आने वाला है. You be a page, you be a person who is educating out people out there. It can be a small hack also, that like as simple as I'm just taking a baker as an example. How is a Mary biscuit cake made, guys? Like that's a very simple example, but yes, that is something which you will share. People will share your content across, and that's how you start building your brand. See, पहली बार ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है that people who are following your page is going to tend to be your client or someone. It's okay, chalega. Don't look out for that. But use this platform in a pattern where you are sharing knowledge to people. That is somewhere you start building the trust of every individual, and slowly and gradually you will realize that yes, a reel or a creative which you would have had worked for 6 months back, but that is actually giving you result today, and that has actually happened. That's one takeaway that I want to give to all the homepreneurs. And secondly, there is this concept which is, I would say, where people are having that creative has to be like this, creative has to be a lot of content hona chahiye, short content hona chahiye. Mat socho itna. Just go with your instinct, make it as simple, but your messaging has to be very strong. आप जितना simple way में आप आपका message pass कर सकते हो, do that, but don't give a lot of thoughts to it. एक ये चीज मैंने बहुत देखा है recently that कोई एक creative बना होता है तो उसके लिए 4 जन को पूछते हैं हम लोग, ये कैसा लग रहा है, ये मैं post करूँ या नहीं, ये देख तो इसमें जरा light effect अच्छा है या नहीं. Go with the flow, करो, and it's a learning curve. आपको with time धीरे धीरे ये मैंने जो डाला था that worked for me, ये मैंने जो डाला था that is your own experience जो आप ही सीखोगे, you'll grow the ladder up, I would say. So just on the very similar lines, like there are a lot of new tools that are available online, आप वो use करो. Yeah, we are मतलब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि okay, you should have an agency to take care of your work. Like it's not necessary that you need to have everything done very much professionally. What Kavita ma'am was also mentioning, that it's not required to do everything on the plate, but what is right, do it, but yes, give it a shot. Don't have that fear कि यार मैंने ऐसा डाला तो people will question, यार social media पे यार ऐसा डाला, open platform है कैसे. It's okay, give it a shot, give it a try. That's one message that I would like to share, that never stop trying. That's one thing, always keep on trying, and that's the learning curve that you will achieve with time.
Very
So,
true, Anuj. I think that simplicity, there have been so many examples. I think a recent example we can, look at is how home chefs really came up a lot, right? And there was this lady who's in her 70s. She's popularly known as Ba. And she used to cook at home, and her grandson used to shoot her videos in the most simplistic home environment. It was all about the recipe and, nani dadi ke nuske jo hum bolte hain ki apni. And in India, it's a dharohar. We are so blessed that we have our mothers and grandmothers so involved, whether it's parenting, cooking, whatever, right? There's so much of knowledge going out there. And that lady actually participated in MasterChef this year. It's so inspiring to see a 70+ lady who's been cooking at home, who made very simple home videos, actually gaining the level of popularity that she could get the courage to come to, a MasterChef, because it speaks for acceptance.
She was a top 20. She was among the top.
Yeah.
So, and
top
apparently
20,
like
top 16.
16, yes.
Yes.
In fact, like there were those plates that there was some delicacies which I was like, are you sure she'll be able to do it? And she actually gave that a try, and I was like, wow, like a dadi or a nani can do to this extent. It was commendable. No, definitely. So on this very similar lines, like, the reason why I did actually mention, and I'm again mentioning this particular terminology as do keep on trying, is just because of the reason that people have this concept कि यार लोग क्या सोचेंगे, मैंने ऐसा डाला तो अरे यार मेरा क्रिएटिव ऐसा अच्छा नहीं दिखा तो मेरा इमेज ब्रांड का कैसा लगेगा, अरे लोग that thought has to, उसको फ्लश करो. वो जब तक नहीं कर पाओगे तब तक you will still be stuck. I'm sure Kavita ma'am, you have that lot of knowledge where you are dealing with people who are from the rural area, where I'm sure they would also have this thing that अरे यार ये कैसे ऐसा कंटेंट डालेंगे तो कैसा लगेगा. And I think so you'll be able to relate this, that people do have this scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this sorry, Neha. Yeah, so, Anuj, when I will share some more thoughts, I'll give you some examples where, what type of questions, and they are full of curiosity, because they don't know anything, and either they are confused or they are so much in awe. So, I mean, I had immense learning while dealing with this section of women. So I think I'll share more, when Neha proceeds with the discussion.
Yes.
I was actually just going to say thank you, Anuj. You actually gave the link, because I was going to come to Kavita next to actually tell us, what challenges do these women entrepreneurs that you work with come to you for guidance, because the beauty lies in simplicity. And how are you working with them? What have been their concerns? So just continue this conversation forward. This is the time to bring up that point.
Yeah. So, Neha, I would take it with a pinch of salt that, though social media and digitalization has been a blessing to, many women, especially women entrepreneurs who have born in the age of technology. Right. Yeah. But at the same time, it is very intimidating for, a large section of women who do not belong to this generation. right? So when I started my journey with this women entrepreneurs, I realized that इन लोगों को तो basic चीजें भी नहीं पता है. मतलब अगर मैं उनको बोलूं Facebook तो they know because they have seen their sons and daughters, you know, doing something, posting pictures and all. But उनको ये नहीं पता है कि पेज कैसे बनाना है. They are not in that mind frame to accept कि ऐसे फोटो डाल के प्रोडक्ट बिक सकती है, फोटो डाल के पूरी दुनिया को पता चल सकता है, right? And then another serious issues that I would like to talk about is that, you know, when we taught them all these things, many of them in the initial phase became victims of cyber security also. So, you know, their pages were hacked, or, you know, they did not know कि password हमारा कितना strong होना चाहिए. So that not only resulted into a financial loss, but also created an immense emotional loss for these women. And then bringing them back after such type of incident is also a very big challenge, right? Then another thing is, again, they keep asking questions like, you know, how would customers trust our quality by just looking at the picture and the video? So we have to make them understand that, you know, what type of content you have to post, how you can show your products. And we take help of a lot of professional photographers, which literally teach them. See, they don't have 40-50,000 wala mobile phones, right? Unke paas to bade chote-chote simple phone hote hain. So we take help of photographers who teach them कि आपके phone में कौन से app, कौन से फीचर्स यूज करके आप एक बढ़िया क्वालिटी का, जो अनुज ने कहा था, सिंपल फोटो, सिंपल कंटेंट, बट वो करेक्टली प्रेडिक्ट, मतलब कस्टमर को बता पाएगी आपका प्रोडक्ट कितना जेन्युइन और ऑथेंटिक है. तो ये एक कंसर्न रहता है. उसके अलावा खास करके बिकॉज आई वॉज डीलिंग विद दिस वीवर्स हु आर मोर इनटू, यू नो, हैंडलूम एंड हैंडीक्राफ्ट आइटम्स. तो ये जो इमिटेशन वाले प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, लाइक यू, आई एम श्योर स्पेशली संध्या एंड नेहा वुड नो, वन हैंडमेड पटोला साड़ी वुड स्टार्ट विद 1.5 लाख रुपया, राइट? बट इसका प्रिंट वर्जन ऑनलाइन आपको मिल जाएगा 150-200 रुपए में. तो इतना गजब का प्राइस वेरिएशन है. एंड जो कस्टमर को परख नहीं है, राइट, उसको समझ ही नहीं आएगा, वो वैल्यू नहीं करेंगे कि 1.5 लाख रुपया कैसे हो सकता है. Isn't it? तो हाउ डू यू क्रिएट कंटेंट इन सच अ वे दैट इट रियली रिफ्लेक्ट्स दैट, यू नो, दिस इज अ जेन्युइन प्रोडक्ट. सो वी मेक लॉट ऑफ लाइव वीडियोस जिसमें हम बताते हैं कि वो कैसे काम कर रहे हैं, उनके हाथ कैसे, वो जब लूम पे काम करते हैं उंगलियां उनकी कट जाती हैं, कितने दिन लगते हैं ये पूरा प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होने में. ये सारी चीजों को जब आप बताते हो अपने ऑडियंस को, तो दैट बिल्ड्स ट्रस्ट एंड क्रेडिबिलिटी, राइट? प्लस कई बार उन्हें हमें ये बताना पड़ता है कि भैया ये नहीं है, यू हैव टू सी टू इट, इज द प्लेटफॉर्म यू आर यूजिंग इज सेफ, आपके पासवर्ड्स कितने ज्यादा, मतलब, यू नो, सेफ हैं, कितने प्रोटेक्टेड हैं, काफी सारे, यू नो, डिवाइसेस आप जो यूज करते हो, एप्स आप यूज करते हो, उनके सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स क्या हैं. तो आई थिंक I can go on, but then these are the, you know, basic challenges that these women face. And especially at the time of pandemic, Neha, I really take pride in sharing this most of the time that, you know, when the entire country was locked down, I conducted a digital, you know, virtual exhibition for these women. And in one day, we were able to sell products worth rupees 4.5 lakh. All promotion on social media, all selling on social media. Customer would see their product virtually. They would make a video call live. They will show their product. Discussions would follow and sale happened. So, you know, I mean, it was such an incredible experience that, you know, that really increased and strengthened even my trust in social media as a platform. के, you know, तो I think challenges बहुत आए हैं इस journey में, और especially the section which I am working, they are highly vulnerable, very ignorant, very easily they get influenced also. तो इस तरह के challenges आए, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy and satisfied that I was able to make an impact in their lives, especially at the time of the COVID-19. Thank you, Neha.
I would just want to add a line over here. So Kavita ma'am, on very similar lines, like you are talking about the women entrepreneurs, I'm talking about there are big established companies also. They do not know that, okay, we are a B2B company, हमें क्या जरूरत है, like, okay, social media जरूरत नहीं है, but might be what else that can be done, or what SEO that can be done, or link building, SEM, Google Ads के through you can have your products. I had one of a client who was based out in interiors from Kolhapur से आगे, having a massive turnover, massive business, but never thought that digitally the business can actually work for them, and was into the steel industry. I was like, we met, and they have been through a established company who has a turnover of 50 CR plus, came through this scenario where they did not know that, acha, LinkedIn page banta hai ya nahi. They did not know that login ID password to jo login ID username hai usko hi copy karke paste karke they would have it as a password and they got hacked. I'm like, you guys are such big companies. So it's common thing where that education is also required, that you need to have these security things and everything in place, which obviously, because the moment you grow, these are the things which actually hack hona and everything, that is the first thing that starts happening.
Absolutely. No, I think these are some basics. If you get them right, and I also have been saying this, that the pandemic or the world was in a lockdown, but I think it's a period where we unlocked our true potential, because we were so, in the situation where we were forced to think different, we were forced to think new, we had to adapt, and we had to adapt really quick because everything came down to survival. I had also helped a client put up a exhibition of paintings and art, which was done digitally. And, she was like, nahi yaar, Neha, kaise hoga? Main kaha, hoga, kyun nahi hoga? And it was quite well received. My entire setup is a pan-India network operated digital setup. I have my team of writers and, my designers and everyone working from different parts of India. And this was a concept I wanted to use even before the pandemic. Little did I know that a few months down the line after we set up our studio, it would actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Because I think the biggest advantage of being digitally powerful and equipped, you actually save a lot of cost. Something that Sandhya was saying at the beginning of our conversation, because you have the control over the budget first and foremost, right? You have the choice of putting in how much money you want to put in. People are putting in $500 to promote a post, and they're getting returns of 5,000 in a day. I mean, I have seen that level of success stories, and 500 to 5,000 is 10x. So it's beautiful if you're doing the math right, And having said that, Sandhya, would love to hear from you on the fact that how are homepreneurs or women entrepreneurs using social media, especially from a point of view of building their image? Because as a founder of a PR firm, I'm sure one of your core mandates is also building the right image, because yes, you're telling people about service, you're telling about the products, but you also want the right positioning, and so that you get the right target audience, right? Because something could be a premium service, something could be a mass service. So tell us a little about how social media can be used to build the right brand image.
Of course, yes. So I will try to answer this question in two parts. Firstly, हम कौन है और हम क्या है और क्या बनना चाहते हैं, मुझको वो ही दिखाना होगा. I have seen people mindlessly forwarding few of the posts which do not make sense, and फिर बोलते हैं कि नहीं हम तो ध्यान ही नहीं दिए. Please don't do that. आपको वो चाणक्य नीति का कुछ था, वो बहुत कुछ बोल रहे हैं about couple of segment of the society, and आप अगर उसको कोई homepreneur forward कर दे रहे हैं, and फिर बोला नहीं हम ध्यान नहीं दिए. So you have to take care of your own page the way you took care of your baby. Number one. Number two, ये जो social जो pages है ना, इसमें language matter करता है, content matter करता है, color matter करता है. आप लोग जितना deep जाएंगे, you will know hospital, corporate हो तो it will be blue, green. अगर food है तो yellow, red, something. So for when it comes to children communication, something red, yellow, jazzy, something nice, interesting. Haircut, HEIR नहीं होगा. It has to be HAIR, haircut. Another instance I will give you, dear members, it cannot be DEER. किसी के लिए कोई इसको हंस रहा है, but ये आपका image को बहुत खराब कर रहा है. And please trust me, dear entrepreneurs, it is not necessary for you to know English. Trust me. आप एक भाषा अच्छे से जानो, communicate करो. Now it can be your own native language. It can be Bihari. एकदम इंटीरियर में आपको बस एक जन को हायर करना है एंड उससे काम करवाना है. अनदर थिंग, लोग अभी प्राइस, मैडम सक्सेना मैम अभी प्राइस के बारे में बात कर रही थी कि प्रिंट अब इतना में निकल जाता है. सो ऑफ कोर्स इवन व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिजिटल मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज लाइक अस, when of course I didn't introduce myself, who am I, in a little background about myself. Now it is necessary, not in the beginning. So I worked as a journalist for 10 years. I worked with brands like Times of India, Bengal Post, ITV, and I covered business as a beat. And then I got into corporate communications because I was tired of he said, he added, and he declines to comment, and he further added. You have to get into specialization. So I specialized in IT. I was working with Wipro Global Communications team. I was heading communications for Medica chain of hospitals. Now, by running this own startup, I am one of the co-founders. And after working for 3 whole years, the board decided to give me a designation called CEO. So I had to earn it. It is not easy. Number 2. So, and we have catered to some 200 brands. कोई integrate था क्या किए, किसी का PR किए, किसी का digital PR किए, किसी का Facebook page बनवाए, किसी का YouTube monetize किए, किसी का newsletter बनाए. I will talk about those branding little later on. But हम लोग जो बात कर रहे हैं Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Pinterest, हर एक का audience अलग होगा, हर एक का post का timing अलग होगा, हर एक का frequency अलग होगा. Facebook came out with a report in 2017 that if you post more and more videos, it will make sense because उसका reach base होता है. So why don't we explore that? आपको पढ़ना होगा और उसको implement करना होगा. There is no rule. A plus B whole square is A square plus B square plus 2AB in marketing. No, you have to speak people's language. मुझे एक छोटा सा चीज बोलना था. Of course ये हमारे webinar के against में जाएगा. But फिर भी मुझे बोलना बहुत जरूरी है. जब COVID हुआ, इतना वेबिनार्स होना शुरू हो गया. पीपल स्टार्टेड टू रन दोस काइंड ऑफ कैंपेन्स की एक सर्टिफिकेट लेके जा रहे हैं बोरी में लोग. तो इंटेलिजेंट पीपल स्टॉप्ड इट. बट नाउ वर्ल्ड इज अ ग्लोबल विलेज. आज जो हम लोग जो वेबिनार कर रहे हैं, हम लोग सब अलग अलग लोकेशन से हैं, बट लाइफ कोई देख पा रहा है ना. नॉलेज तो ग्रहण करना है आपको. यू जस्ट कैन नॉट कॉम्पीट इन इंडियन मार्केट. यू हैव टू नो व्हाट अदर्स हैव डन. एंड स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू ब्रांडिंग मार्केटिंग, what those developed nations have done 12, 10, 15 years ago, we are doing it now. Because इतना acceptance ही नहीं है ना. आज हम EV cars का बड़ा बड़ा campaigns और ad run करेंगे इंडिया में तो कुछ होगा नहीं, because उसका infrastructure is not ready. No. So what is the point of running those kind of campaigns?
Correct.
That is number 1. So और मुझे क्या बोलना है? मुझे बोलना है कि और एक छोटा सा चीज है लैंग्वेज में. एडवाइस का एग्जाम्पल देख लीजिए ना. ADVISE, ADVICE एक नाउन है, एक प्रोनाउन है. तो प्लीज आप जिसको भी हायर कीजिए, देखिए कि एंड अगेन वन हैज टू पे प्राइस फॉर क्वालिटी सर्विसेज. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी youngsters getting into this space and they have just spoiled the market for developed for intelligent agencies. So the companies have to understand whom they appoint. When we went to Reuters ANI for the training first day, they told us आप लोग डॉक्टर हो. मुझे कैसे? The way doctor kill a patient, the doctors kill patients by neglecting them. You can kill somebody's image, which they have built over the years. Image बनाने में जिंदगी निकल जाता है, तोड़ने में तो 1 सेकंड लगता है.
Correct.
So you have to have right people. Either you do it or yourself, or you appoint people. There is no master science behind it. और मुझे क्या बोलना है? Sorry, if any other questions?
No, actually, since you've already started coming into the part where we were going to actually now move into some tips and, something that people can take away, I think you should just continue on that and give us the top 3 tips to remember that are relevant to be used on social media.
तो मुझे तो बस एक ही चीज बोलना है. I will not talk about why, क्या करना है. आपको बेसन लगाने से you will become fair. No, there is no point. आप उसके लिए गूगल कर सकते हैं. आपको क्या करना है? आपको अपना ब्रांड जानना है, आपको प्लान बनाना है. एक्सेल में बनाइए, वर्ड में बनाइए. मेक मंथली प्लान्स. आई थिंक दैट्स मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. राइट कंटेंट फ्रॉम बिफोरहैंड. पोस्ट सब बनाइए. स्टार्ट पोस्टिंग इट. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द सोशल मीडिया आप कुछ स्टार्ट यूजिंग टूल्स. I think we marketers can give you few tips which you can implement it on your own and make your life easy. Everything cannot be done at the 11th hour, right? As a homepreneur, you are busy with operations, admin. You have to give salary to people. You have to pay GST on time, right? तो ये काम तो आप पहले भी कर सकते हैं ना. तो ये सब कर करके रख दीजिए. I think that is number 1. And हर एक सोशल मीडिया का it has its own definition. अगर आपको पैसा चाहिए, आपको इन्वेस्टर्स से मीट करना है, यू वांट टू मीट विद बिगर स्टेक होल्डर्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी, प्लीज हैव योर प्रेजेंस ऑन टू लिंक्डइन. दैट वुड रियली हेल्प यू. नाउ अगर आपके कंपनी में या आप जो होमप्रेन्योर हैं उसमें 2 लोग हैं, यू नीड टू डिसाइड. एक ही इंसान 2 चीज नहीं बोल सकता है. सम विल स्पीक ऑन मैक्रो इश्यूज, सम विल स्पीक ऑन कंपनी इश्यूज. ये कंपनी सभी अपने में कंपनी है, जो 10,000 टर्नओवर कर रहे हैं महीना का, या 10 करोड़ टर्नओवर कर रहे हैं, सभी कंपनी है, अपने में सब राजा हैं. And I have seen few homepreneurs, they say, even if I'm not earning 40 lakh, I'm not doing a turnover of it, let me start with a big bang, let me have my GST registered. Then only I get the opportunity to work with bigger clients, otherwise वो मुझे impanel नहीं करेगा. Please trust me, हम लोग कोई ज्ञान नहीं दे रहे हैं, हम लोग एक practical issue का बात कर रहे हैं, and इस तरीके से ही आपको बढ़ना होगा. अगर आपको serious काम करना नहीं, अगर आप GST और ये सब numbers नहीं लेते हैं, people will not encourage you, because आप impanel ही नहीं हो पाएंगे. काम करना है, अच्छे से करना है, नहीं तो बस let's not work at all. There is no midway between. That is number 2. Hashtags ठीक से यूज कीजिए ताकि वो ऊपर रैंकिंग पे आए. बहुत सारा नोट्स आता है, SEMrush, couple of other portals are there. They do talk about marketing, digital marketing. Read that. Create your account. Maintain an Excel with the username, password. I'm sure people will be able to understand the importance of it, and you yourself will realize it, the impact it has created for you. कोई आपको फेसबुक में जब आप कुछ एड रन करते हैं, वहां पे आपको पूछता है व्हाट इज द पर्पस बिहाइंड इट. यू वांट ब्रांड रीच, अवेयरनेस, कॉल टू एक्शन, बटन होता है ना.
Yeah.
You need to reach out to people, inspire people, whether it is for brand goodwill. What is it? Link to your website, resource to your website. Retargeting तो बहुत important चीज है, जो प्रिंट पे हम लोग को बहुत कम मिलता है. हम नहीं बोलेंगे नहीं मिलता है, उसके लिए आपको अलग सैम्पलिंग लेके काम करना होगा, which is not easy for a homepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it comes to social media marketing, retargeting बहुत होता है, कम कॉस्ट में होता है. CRO strategy जो overall हम लोग उसको देख सकते हैं. And I think Anuj spoke very beautifully. SEO ranking कितना जरूरी है.
Yeah, so it is on the very similar lines that you just mentioned. Sorry, I'll just continue to your point.
No, please. Yeah.
There are a lot of things that can be done, but you need to understand your domain. Like करने के लिए बहुत सब है, आप सब करने जाओगे, you won't be a master. So might be, yes, you enter into a Facebook, Instagram category, उतना करो. Have your Google My Business presence account, वो एक बराबर से कर लो. Okay, you are a person who needs to be out there, आप funding के लिए raise करने वाले हो या whatever. Yes, website is important for you. LinkedIn is important for you. A LinkedIn company page is also important for you. You start building your connects out there. You start building your connects with someone who is maybe आपका competitor हो, उसके साथ भी connect करना चालू करो. But you will start building a relation, and you never know that where what link helps you. So like what, continuing to your point only, it's not necessary that sub karne jao, but what is required for you as a brand, you should do it. Abhi just I think so, Kavita ma'am, you will be able to relate. A lot of people would have had even asked you questions like YouTube pe bhi hame karna chahiye ya nahi. Like since YouTube is a a more commonly known platform, and they would be like कि हम videos बना रहे तो YouTube पे भी करे क्या है, whatever. But now, yes,
YouTube marketing is not easy.
Exactly.
Seriously, people, आप देखिए 5 जैसे एक कंट्री है, वो क्या किया, इतना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और इतना भूतिया घर बना के रख दिया है, वहां पे कोई ऑक्यूपेंसी नहीं है, पूरा खाली पड़ा है. तो आप अपना डिजिटल में 50 जगह अकाउंट बना के रखते हैं और कहीं पे कुछ पोस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है. या एक ही पोस्ट सब जगह कर रहे हैं, वो भी मतलब नहीं बनता है. तो हम लोग लाइफ में जैसे बोलते हैं ना, मम्मी पापा जब साइकिल नहीं दिलाते थे, हम लोग खाना छोड़ देते थे. टीवी हम लोग को बोलते थे नहीं देखो. तो I think any communication has to be done with that emotion. You have to display your anger. You have to be, you have to request people. You have to throw tantrums sometimes, and that's how branding is done. आप हमेशा please buy my product करोगे तो nobody will buy it. आपको कभी-कभी झूठा उसका scarcity भी create करना पड़ता है. But that's now, again, I don't want to get into branding. I don't want to get into marketing strategy, but I think we will today stick to social media and why it is important. YouTube, I have seen एक brand है, नाम नहीं लेना चाहिए, Surat headquartered company. I visited their office. They have got 15 people to look at their YouTube channel. 15 people shoot करवाते हैं, edit करते हैं, पैसा लगाते हैं.
Wow.
आप पैसा सुनेंगे कितना पैसा लगाता है महीना का? 6 to 7 lakh rupees. 6 to 7
For
lakh
YouTube
rupees
marketing.
only on YouTube. तो आप समझ सकते हैं. And I as an agency, I cannot be calling people and say please give me work, please give me work. I have to create my own presence. So before floating our company, our pages were up and running. Pinterest से लेकर Reddit सब कुछ. And of course, I resigned that evening itself. I said I'm joining this company as a co-founder. आपको उतना तैयारी करना होगा. So branding is not easy. आपको बार बार करना होगा, देखना होगा, समझना होगा. And it's not a rocket science. आप 4 best players को देखिए, उससे you can copy few ideas. I think, sir, am I making sense? That's how it is done. आपको दूसरा को कुछ कुछ पढ़ना होगा, बेस्ट चीज को लेना होगा, and you have to talk about your USP too. Yes.
Well put, Sandhya. Thank you so much for that. And yes, I think, see, once we've identified which platform and channel works for us the best, then the brand knows which one they want to stick to. For a lot of people, YouTube marketing has worked, especially for people who are in the space of knowledge sharing and coaching and all, it works beautifully, right? Coming back to what Anuj was saying, Anuj, if we could start moving into summarizing, you raised the point of YouTube marketing, and if you could just give us the top 3 things, especially because we are in the space of digital Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? So top 3 points that one should keep in mind, especially for the listeners over here today. Yeah.
Sure. So I would just summarize it as 3 things. First point, keep trying. There is no harm in trying. कुछ होगा तो क्या होगा, वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो, गलत जाओगे ना, चलेगा. थोड़े बार 4 बार सीखोगे, 5वीं बार तो चलना सीख ही जाओगे. Is what first thing. Keep trying. Don't have a pause over there. Number 2, locate your audience, then do marketing. करने के लिए मत करो. Just figure out, okay, yes, YouTube पे है, YouTube as whatever, like Instagram is my target audience, LinkedIn is my target audience. Do it, but do it at the right place. Just don't do it for the sake of doing कि हाँ करना है, सब social media कर रहे हैं तो मुझे भी करना है. Don't do it for that purpose. And lastly, the third point that I would like to summarize it is, don't think too much while creating content. This is one of the fear that a lot of people have, and people mislead also over here. क्योंकि आप 4 जन को पूछने जाओगे, चारों जन का अलग अलग ऑप्शंस आएगा. Go with your instinct, go with, and trust me, there's no stoppage to it. So that's all from my side that I would say. You guys can add up somewhere if I've missed on some points, but these are my points. Yes, Sandhya.
I am saying that there is something called A/B testing, dear homepreneurs. आप लोग अगर एक बार में एक ही वीडियो चलाएंगे और वो नहीं चला तो आपका टाइम वेस्ट हो जाता है. आज का दिन आज क्या है, 11 फरवरी 2023, अब वापस से नहीं आएगा, अब 11 फरवरी 2024 ही आएगा. तो आपका एक दिन वेस्ट हो जाता है, तो वो तो गलत बात है ना. एक सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट है लाइफ में. सो आप एक बार में 3-4 कैंपेन चलाइए, एक 3 बजे चलाइए, एक 5 बजे चलाइए, 7 बजे चलाइए. देखिए जो बढ़िया चलता है आप उसको कंटिन्यू करते जाइए, 200-300 एक्स्ट्रा लगा के. एंड जो अच्छा नहीं चलता आप उसको पॉज कर दीजिए ना, आप उसको डिलीट मत कीजिए, थोड़ा दिन के बाद में उसका सेंटिमेंट देखिए. आप दिवाली के 3 महीना बाद किसी को दिवाली नहीं विश करते हैं. तो जब ये सब चीज आप लोग को पता है कि हम लोग प्रैक्टिकली कैसे कंडक्ट करते हैं, सोशल मीडिया में वैसे ही कंडक्ट कीजिए ना. दिवाली कैंपेन तो दिवाली के पहले चलेगा ना.
Correct. I think timing is very important. Quite well put. Kavita ji.
Yeah. So Neha, my suggestion will be more for those section of homepreneurs who still have inhibitions in using social media, who are very early stage beginners, right? And they are still not confident on coming to the platform. I would like to place an analogy here कि जैसे स्विमिंग सीखने वाली बात है, चाहे आपका ट्रेनर कितना ही बढ़िया स्विमिंग सिखा दे, जब तक आप खुद पूल में नहीं कूदोगे ना, आप नहीं सीख पाओगे. इसी तरह से जैसे अभी संध्या जी ने बहुत बढ़िया बात बताई कि trial and error is a best way to learn social media. I have learned it that ways, right? So आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. जैसे मेरे एक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में एक हमारे होमप्रेन्योर्स थे, वो बोले मैडम मेरे को ना हैंडमेड ऑर्गेनिक सोप बनाना बहुत इजी है, पर आपके इंस्टाग्राम पे रील बनाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, राइट? तो व्हेन वी टुक हर थ्रू द जर्नी, नाउ शी हैज बिकम अ प्रो. अब वो खुद उनको पता है, अरे मैम मुझे पता है मैं ये डालूंगी ना तो देखना 2 दिन में इतने मुझे मिल जाएंगे, और अगर मैं ये डालूंगी तो इसमें थोड़ा ल्यूकवार्म रिस्पॉन्स आएगा. तो दैट लर्निंग कम्स ओनली व्हेन पूल में आप कूदना पड़ेगा आपको. दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट this is an in thing. See, you have to be where your customers are. That is the simple rule of marketing, right? So when you know that your customers are on social media, you cannot be away from it, right? So मैं तो उनको यही बोलती हूँ, face it, learn it and conquer it. That is the only thing which will take you ahead. And lastly, जैसे अनुज ने भी बताया था, that you have to be there, you have to be consistent, right? ये नहीं कि एक पोस्ट डाल दी फिर भूल गए, फिर 15 दिन बाद जगे नहीं. You have to be consistent and most important, you have to be patient. आज क्या होता है ना, एक पोस्ट डाल के हम मिनट पे नोटिफिकेशन चेक करते हैं कि कितने लाइक हुए, कुछ कमेंट आया क्या, कोई कॉल आया क्या, कोई. तो ऐसे नहीं भैया, आपको बहुत सब्र चाहिए. जैसे संध्या जी ने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था, इट्स लाइक नर्चरिंग अ बेबी. तो बच्चा पैदा होते ही बड़ा नहीं हो जाता ना. एज अ पेरेंट हमें कितना तसल्ली रखनी पड़ती है कि हाँ एक एक माइलस्टोन आएगा. तो इसी तरह से आई वांट टू टेल ऑल दिस होमप्रेन्योर्स के माइलस्टोन्स आएंगे, लेकिन आपको पेशेंस रखनी है, कंसिस्टेंट रहना है, एंड जस्ट बी वेयर योर कस्टमर्स आर. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, सोशल मीडिया इज मैजिकल. जस्ट गेट इनटू इट एंड एंजॉय द म्यूजिक. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kavita. I think very well put. And personally, I love the example of swimming because I started swimming at the age of 3. So मेरे life में तो मैं swimming का ही बहुत example देती रहती हूँ for a lot of things. एक बार you dive, you either sink or you swim and you get through the other side. And I think while we do have people like Sandhya and Anuj who have their own tactics and understand the domains of digital and social media marketing, there are also people like me who help, who focus so much on the content, and then we need the support of people like them, or we learn with trial and error. And I will definitely say this from my personal experience to all the people. It seems a little intimidating at first. Okay, social media is not a demon. It's not going to mind boggle you so much that you become dysfunctional. Okay, we've had experts like Sandhya and Anuj telling us some of the tips that which are so simple. And I also learned a lot by trial and error. So to all the people who are listening, and right, Kavita ji rightly said, if you're at the stage where you are starting out, social media is quite important. It's a very effective avenue for you to sell, especially if you're a homepreneur trying to take your craft to the world, whether it is food, whether it is art, whatever may be the domain you are in. But just the way your product was not finalized with the first time you made it, and you kept doing versions and versions, and you kept making drafts, and then you had a product where you're like, I know this is going to be hot selling. Same holds true for your social media activities also. Keep doing trial and error. Be creative. There's no one set rule that do this and don't do this. Do what works for you. Yes, a few things stay relevant, please. Because if you are in the space of food, there's no point of sharing something on yoga, or at least on your brand page. So be relevant. Look at the timing. Relevance. There is also an importance of timing, like Sandhya rightly said, that you can't post something that would be relevant during the festive period in a non-festive period, right? Even if you are sharing tips about something, then you need to make it relevant. You can't share tips for skincare in summer during the monsoon. It won't work. So keep that in mind, and basically keep it relevant, keep it simple, but keep it creative. And I think you all will be able to sail through. Sandhya, we literally have 30 seconds because we need to go into a wrap up before the next session. So
I think I will only say there are two economies. One is traditional economy, one is digital economy. Digital economy में आपको पैसा कमाना है, तो अगर आप गर्मी का क्लोथिंग अगर आप गर्मी के 2 महीना पहले से सेल करेंगे तो आप भी पैसा कमाएंगे, एंड हम लोग एज अ कंट्री we will rise. हमारा पैसा हमारे पास रह जाएगा, हम लोग को और फॉरेन का प्रोडक्ट नहीं लेना होगा. So best of luck, including myself, so that I get that sanity and do the best marketing for the companies when they approach us. Thank you.
Yes, very true. It is important, relevance and timing, like we were saying, right? Obviously, हम लोग जब आग लगती है तब कुआं तो खोदने नहीं जाएंगे, तो उसी तरह उस वक्त पे मत बेचो जब आपको पता है. प्री ऑर्डर सोच लो, बैक प्लानिंग थोड़ा कर लो, and planning and meticulousness will really help you save your social media. So I hope that this session has been insightful for people listening to us. If you all have any queries do write into us at the Vyapaar Jagat platform. Leave your comments on the video below, and we will get in. If you'll have specific questions for any one of us, just leave our names and we will reply to you. Thank you so much, Vyapaar Jagat and Fempreneur. Thank you so much, Kavita, Sandhya, and Anuj, for being here today. It's been a lovely conversation, and I'm sure we all are going back inspired and having learned so much from each other. Thank you so much. This is
Thank
Neha
you.
with
Thank you so much for
signing
having
off.
us here.
Namaste.